I'm being 100% honest, I would say that right now is the worst time to try and start making League content. There's not a lot of methods to get your name out there, which is probably why so many talented up-and-comers default to making .exe videos or other somewhat generic content and hope for the YouTube algorithm to give them a chance.
Never before have I been so offended by something I 100% agree with.
Bitch. I'll still do it though. Welcome to the League of Legends Support Spotlight featuring Sett. Are you tired of being an enchanter support? Are you tired of being a tank support? Are you tired of being a kill support? Are you tired in general? Well, fear not, then Sett is for you. A fighting game character turned MOBA. You don't need a staff or a shield or a gun to be a support. All you need is fists, which I name the like and subscribe because they go hand in hand. Allow me to explain how you can support him, but first, you guessed it, abilities. His passive Heavy Hands lets Sett basic attack alternate between left punch and right punch, and always starting with the left. The right punch will be more painful, but will reset back to the left punch if you do not attack within 2 seconds. Essentially, his passive is a left jab, right jab. It's an attack in quick successions with pauses in between. Kinda like Graves where he has to reload every 2 autos, or like Henry Cavill reloading his guns in Mission Impossible. You're welcome for that reference. You also get some mini Warmogs for his passive, which gives you a decent sustain in bot lane since you are a melee, which means you're gonna get poked a lot, which means you're gonna tank a lot, which means you're gonna die a lot. So this regen helps a lot, considering it's always a clown fiesta in bot lane. Therefore, we could hypothesize that Sett, as much as he loves beating others, he is used to getting beat up as well, in a way. But we don't talk about that, let's not trek into the territory. His Q is Knuckle Down, basically turns left jab, right jab into a left jab, right jab. For 5 seconds, Sett's next 2 basic attack will be empowered, dealing bonus physical damage, and not only does it turn it into a left jab, right jab, it also gives you a small boost in movement speed, so... It's a really great tool for short trades, if you can get close. You can also do an animation cancel to your auto attacks to get even more damage, which makes you terrifying at short ranges, so utilize those bushes. His W is a smash! Ay. I can't. Haymaker. Sett will store a certain amount of grit which he can then expend all to deal physical damage or true damage in the center, then he will gain a decaying shield equal to the grit expended. Now that may sound a bit complicated, but just imagine this. Some can just shield but can deal damage. That means getting hit would be no problem for Sett, which further solidifies our hypothesis. This will be your saving grace BS mechanic in bot lane. Don't rush in and use this ability willy-nilly because it has a long-ass cooldown. And also, don't get scared being on low HP. A simple and very well-angled W can quickly change the tide of a battle. And also remember that changing up the W deal more damage than releasing it prematurely. So it's almost always worth it pressing W when it's maxed and spamming it when you're in the brink of death. Then his E. Let me take this opportunity to say that Riot missed a perfect opportunity to use this sound effect. Just admire its beauty. Sett pulls in enemies from both sides, slowing them. If you can pull enemies from both sides, they will get stunned for 1 second. You gotta look for these opportunities where your opponent just gets a little bit impatient. This is where you come in and walk up towards them and just... I should also mention here that bushes will always be your friend. It could force a ward from an opponent, or you could just be a threat by just being inside the bush. Just don't live inside the bush, just occasionally be in the bush. It also stops people from their tracks. And finally, his ultimate is a... God, I wish League has voice emails like OTAD too. Imagine how toxic it would be. The Showstopper. Sett attaches to an enemy, dragging them for 1.5 seconds in a fixed distance and slamming them on the ground, dealing physical damage on the target and the people in the center of the impact, with people outside dealing 40% less damage, and everyone is also slowed for 99% for 1 second. Allow me to put this in a better context. So basically, Sett grabs you, pulls you towards him, lifts you up, and Batista bomb you. It also deals more damage when you pick up a person with high HP. So in clashes, it is really interesting how you use this ability. It also messes up the enemy's formation, especially since you're a tank. Landing this ability can definitely turn the tide of a battle as it makes the opponent very uncomfortable. So, for runes, just the typical Sett runes. Conquerors is still the best. Trust me, just trust me. Quote me on it. For items, it gets complicated though, since Sett is not really item dependent, so just go with whatever you want. Offense or defense are good, although I'm finding success with these few core items I should mention, which is the Deadman's Plate, Knight's Vow, and sometimes Gargoyle Stone Plate. And stacking HP is not a bad idea. So, can Sett support? Yes! Who doesn't want to play as support with this guy?
Left down, right down.
But hack! Uppercut! Using Sett as support has been really fun, and honestly the most fun I had in months as support, since currently it is being dominated by enchanters in the current meta, so it's nice to have someone to break the meta. If you still haven't tried Sett support, I do recommend using him. As a Sett support, you will be tested on how good your kiting skills as a melee champion in bot lane, and your engaging skills. Improvements are always welcome, and I rate him as 1 punch out of 1 man. And that's it. I really hope you enjoyed the content, so please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.